Now yours there.
Am I still there?
Yeah, I still see yours.
Quickly, before we get to our next guest,
Yeah,
updated the Arbella Insurance Tote Board. It is now at $191,237. That's pretty good, Dino. I think we're on an excellent pace.
191. All right. Joining us here at the broadcast site as we continue our 15th annual WEEI NESN Jimmy Fund Radio Telethon is Aaron Lewinson. He's 27 from Arlington, and he's with Dr. Mark Pomerantz, a medical oncologist at the Dana-Farber. Welcome, gentlemen. How are you?
Hi, good, thank you.
Aaron, tell us your story. You're from Arlington, you're an athlete, you were a bike rider, and then some things took a turn for the worse.
Yeah, it was almost a year ago. I was training for a 150-mile bike ride over 2 days, and I was sitting on the bike, doing a lot of training, and started to feel a little pain just in my right testicle, and I really didn't think it was much of anything. Just thought, I'm sitting on the bike for all these hours, must just be from working out, and I just went to my doctor just to see what the deal was, and lo and behold, they found a tumor. And I went over to Dana-Farber, and about 2 months later, we started chemotherapy. They had to have a surgery, take out my right testicle, which was kind of shocking to have to go through. But they made it so easy. They really did. What really should have been the scariest, most terrifying news that I ever was going to go through in my life was honestly one of the most rewarding experiences.
Because
in a crazy
of
way.
The environment there?
Yeah, really because of the environment. It was amazing. Every single day I had to go in, I enjoyed it in a crazy way. I mean, they were so nice, which makes you laugh, right?
Right.
They're like, how can you enjoy getting chemotherapy?
We had 1.5 straight days, right?
Yeah. 5 days in a row for about 4 or 5 hours at a time.
Would you have to lose weight or something? Why did you enjoy?
In weird ways. So you'd get weird cravings for food at times, and sometimes you wouldn't want food at all. There was a day where I just ate buffalo chicken straight all day, and then the next day I didn't want buffalo chicken at all, and I didn't want it for months. It was just weird cravings, but they made it so enjoyable. I mean, you go in, the nurses were amazing, the doctor, Mark, just the greatest.
I got an honest question you got to answer me. In your life, had you ever said, I'd give my right testicle for that? For anything?
Probably.
You did.
I probably said it a lot.
It is amazing, isn't it, Doctor? Testicular cancer, you think, every guy thinks that's frightening, but it is the most curable, the most often caught early for a couple, I believe, tell me if I'm wrong, a couple reasons. One, your kind of testicles, they kind of hang out there. And two, guys tend to check down there on a regular basis.
That's right. It is the most common cancer among men ages 18 to 35 in the United States, and it is most commonly detected by the patient. And it is...
By coincidence, the Minahan's checking for tumors right now.
Yeah.
So far, so good.
You're good?
I'll update in 2 minutes. Yeah.
And I think there must be a Draymond Green joke in there.
Yeah, probably.
That's a good point.
But there is something unique about testicular cancer. It is very, very sensitive to chemotherapy. And even when the disease has spread throughout the body, we still have a very high cure rate.
Really?
The chemotherapy is incredibly difficult, as Aaron could tell you, but it remains curable. And one of our efforts at Dana-Farber is to figure out why. Why can we cure this disease with heavy doses of chemotherapy and not others?
Is there a psychological aspect to this? Because men, testicles, the whole mental thing, is there an added psychological component to the treatment for testicular cancer?
There is, and one problem that we run into is that guys are reluctant to go to their doctors when they feel that there's something wrong.
Because they don't want to know.
Because they don't want to know. And this disease can grow very, very fast, and if it spreads by the time you get to the doctor, then it just requires more difficult treatment with more difficult side effects. If found early, surgery alone could be curative.
Now you're done with chemo now?
Yeah.
So you're bummed out? That sucks, huh?
It's always no more chemo for you.
No more chemo. Yeah.
Well, you could get it anyway. I mean, what the hell?
I could just go back, I guess, right? No, it was just as Dr. Pomerantz is saying. When I first felt it, it was I just kind kind of didn't want to go to the doctor, didn't want to know. And I just kept being encouraged by my family and by my fiance that you should get it checked out, you should go. And I remember calling my doctor to ask, that I had this little pain. And they said, I just called in and said, I have a pain. And they said, well, we need to know where it is. I said, no, it's just a pain. I'll tell you when I get in. And they said, well, just please tell us. And I said, it's on my testicle. And then I just hung up. And I just didn't want to go talk about it.
I can understand that, though. Yeah, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Are you back on the bike? Are you active again?
I've kind of taken a year off just psychologically. I mean, it's just after going through it.
It's like where you discovered it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's how I discovered it.
Right.
So just, I feel like if I get on, I'm going to feel another pain again. You might kind of go through it. So kind of easing back into it.
Anything to get out of the Pan Mass Challenge. Right.
I should have thought of that.
So what are you doing with your competitive spirit now?
Playing a lot of tennis, running. So doing a little bit of bike riding, not as much.
And you get married next month, is that right?
Yeah, next month. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Are you sure?
Thank you.
She's over there. I get news for you.
Yeah, she's out of your league.
Yeah, she's way out of your league.
I don't quite know how you pulled that off.
Well, after chemotherapy, I said, well, if I could go through that, I guess I could get her too. So,
Don't wait too long.
Well, no. So it's funny you say that. We got engaged about 3 months before I started chemotherapy. And then chemotherapy really put a big halt on that.
I'll bet.
And then as soon as we finished chemo, and it was really the toughest thing that the two of us had ever gone through, as soon as it ended, it was really like November 15th was the last day of chemo. I think we started wedding planning on November 16th.
How nice is that?
Excellent.
Yeah. And
with your bald head, probably.
With
right?
my bald
she
head.
She still loved you with a bald head.
We met with all of our wedding vendors and everything with a bald head. I had to wear a hat just I didn't want to. We thought maybe we could get a discount if I took it off and said, look what I've gone through.
Well, congratulations, Aaron. Best of luck with the nuptials and your health going forward. Dr. Pomerantz, thank you for your expertise. We appreciate it.
Thank you for everything that you all do.
877